Hello everyone, this is the Mgtow Cowboy. Greetings and salutations. So it's been a while. I'm back. As some of you may know, I was unfortunately placed in YouTube jail for a week. That totally sucked, but I'm back and I'm on the attack and ready to slack. No, just kidding. Yeah, so I was in YouTube jail. Apparently they've got this I don't know, community guidelines. I got a community guideline strike. I don't know too much about it. I got to read up on it a little bit. One Fast Act gave me some information. Apparently, and he was right. For the first strike, you're placed in YouTube jail for a week, for 7 days. You can still use your channel to surf, but you can no longer upload for the duration of that time and whatever. The second strike is like 2 weeks. I think the third strike you can actually lose your channel. So going forward, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to change up too much, but I do think I might start looking into figuring out a way to mirror my channel on another site, just because I wouldn't want to lose all this. I wouldn't want to lose my entire. I have not backed up my channel at all. You know, I wouldn't want to lose all this, what I consider a library of my work at this point. So, yeah, I'll look into that. Anyway, I'm sorry. Just quickly, another thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kyle Rittenhouse case. I'm very, very happy. I'm elated, or I was elated yesterday upon hearing the not guilty verdict for Kyle. Kyle is, I don't want to say he's an American hero, but yeah, I kind of do want to say he's an American hero. You know, I think this case is good for him, obviously, but it's also good for the American public. I think it sets the precedent that Americans do legally have the right to, they have the right and the ability legally to defend themselves. With lethal force if necessary, if they're being attacked, and I support that. I'm a big fan of 2A. So, and then also just for him, you know, personally, I think he's a good kid, and I think he just got caught up in something terrible, and yeah, you know, also just quickly we can learn from this. You see how the media tries to spin it and make him out to be like this monster and this tool of white supremacy, and they play up the fact that, you know, oh, he crossed the border and he did this wrong and he did that wrong, and when really, I mean, I don't know, doesn't seem like he really did anything wrong to me. And obviously that's what the jurors found to be true as well. I'm no lawyer, but I was able to see a lot of that footage. And then lastly, you know, I also wanted to mention, you know, thank goodness for all this footage, for good or for bad. You know, everyone's got like a phone, or everyone's got or whatever you want to call it, a device. Everyone has a cell phone, and all these cell phones now have cameras. So there were so many different angles. There were so many different camera angles. Not to mention, apparently, unbeknownst to most people, the FBI had a high definition. The FBI had a high def drone flying overhead, capturing everything. So, you know, who knows if all those cameras weren't there? You know, would he have been able to be exonerated? You know, who knows? But anyway, I'm happy for him. So. Okay, moving on. So this video, I wanted to make a shout-out video to a gentleman that I have a lot of respect for in the community. He sort of went away, but then he came back. He had a long absence. He was talking about how he had become increasingly unhappy with how YouTube was, how can I put it? He just started not liking the platform as much, and he moved all his content to another platform, but he has since come back. He went away for like, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. He just came back recently. He's been making videos again. So I was hoping to do a shout out video to him, and I urge all of you, if you like this video, consider going over to his site, his channel, consider visiting his channel, consider subscribing, And if you do go over there and you do subscribe, please tell him I sent you, and encourage him to continue making content. So anyway, this gentleman, he started his channel calling himself the Mgtow Bandit. And then for a little while, he switched to calling himself the Quarantine Bandit. I guess for the Rona, the whole quarantine thing. But he has since reverted to calling himself the Mgtow Bandit again. So he has a good body of work. I think it's probably over 100 videos. They're all long format. They're all pretty good. And I vibe with him pretty well. I'd say I agree with him with a lot of what he says. So yeah, I wanted to do a shout out video on him. Again, this is the Mgtow Bandit, previously known as the Quarantine Bandit. I guess his real name is Dion Danieli. And yeah, he just recently came back. So I'll be making some comments on the way. So this is, again, the Mgtow Bandit. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, this is not his first video or anything. This is like his 20th or 30th video. This was one of my this was one of my favorite videos of his. This is basically like his coming to Mgtow, his like red pill moment. This is like his video where he talks about what made him Mgtow. So here we go.
Oh, Quarantine Bandit is back today. I was relaxing today, thinking about some things, thinking about relationships. I've been doing some research on how the world is today, and in relationships, and it's pretty wild when you look at it. It really is. It's crazy the way relationships are valued today, and I want to get into it. Now, of course, I live my life as a Mgtow man. That's men going their own way, and there are a lot of people look down on Mgtow life, but it's basically saying that you're prioritizing your life as a man. You're prioritizing what you need to do as a man. You're bettering yourself, and you're not putting women as the priority. See, men been raised to think this way. A lot of men believe that he's nothing without a woman. That he have to have a woman. He have to be in this relationship. Most people have a misconception because when you say you're a Mgtow man, that means that you don't have a sexual life. And that's not true. Mgtow is basically no cohabitation, no marriage, no long-term relationship. That's basically what it means. It don't mean that you don't like women or you don't want to be involved with women. And the Mgtow life is not considered a forever thing. The thing is, you have to understand, as a man, you have to get to know yourself, and that's one thing about a young man that actually he don't realize that until he get older in life, and he realize that he wasted half of his life doing what was taught to him, which is try to be in love, chase women. He's more of a man the more women he have, and so he gets caught up in that. And sometimes you make bad decisions in life, bringing children into the world, but not being married to the woman. Having all kind of setbacks. I mean, being in a relationship with a woman is a big, big investment. It's a big investment. And you have to understand that it takes a lot of time. So basically what Mgtow man is you going your way, not to waste your time, so that you can have yourself in order. That's what it means. And so I live my life that way. And men, I want to tell you something. You know, if you're alone, nothing's wrong with that. Be okay with being by yourself. Be okay with sitting back. Look, I got up this morning. I made me some breakfast. Okay? All right? I haven't drunk me a beer yet. You know, the quarantine bandit like his beer. You know, I have at least 1 or 2 beers. I might have a shot. Haven't did that yet. Still early in the day. I'll get to that later. But I don't have anybody in my face telling me what I need to do, what I have to do. We need to talk about this and that, or we need to talk. Majority of the time when a woman says she need to talk, it's about she need to tell you what you're not doing, what you need to do, and why and how you can make her happy. It don't have anything to do with you. You know? And so, being a Mgtow man has its advantages. And so, I'm able to live my life free to think and to make moves. And really I don't have that distraction. You know? So, I have women all the time that I know, and even family members tell me that I'm going to die alone. You don't know how to handle strong women. Well, actually, that's the black women that say that, because I never hear other races of people, other races of women say that. The black women in my family and the black women I see in the streets and the ones I know, the first thing they'll tell you is you can't handle a strong black woman. And I don't understand what that means. What makes you strong? You know, and what you being black got to do with anything. But these are virtues for them. So I've checked out the dating market. You have to understand as a man, the average woman you meet on the street, you don't know what that woman is involved in. Okay? Men, go on any porn site for educational purposes and see how many women that is involved in the porn industry. There are thousands upon thousands of women that is in all these porn sites, that in all races of people, ethnic groups, everything. Women. Plenty of them. And the woman that you meet, you don't know if she's one of those women. It's like you're putting yourself out there to be a hangman, but you're going to be the one to hang. My oldest son, I didn't know his mother's family. I didn't know nothing about this woman, but where she came from. She came from another state and moved to the state that I was living in. I didn't meet any of her friends. I didn't meet her family. I think I talked to her mother twice on the phone. Never met her father, nothing. But because I was young, and it wasn't taught to me what a man should look for in a woman, I fell for the smile, the nice backside. I fell for looks.
All right, let me pause it right there and make a couple comments. So let me start by saying I basically agree with everything he says. Obviously, he's slightly older than me. He's got a little bit more experience, and he's relating right now that he's been married. I haven't had that experience. I've never gotten married, but I see this over and over. I see the same story over and over, and he's about to go into detail about it. He was young. No one had told him, the true nature of the female. Of course, in his particular case, he comes from like a broken family. He lacked the parental, I don't know what you want to call it, the parental tutelage, or basically he didn't have a father. And he made all the classic mistakes. He made all the classic mistakes that a young man can make, and he paid for them, which is very sad. He was rang through the ringer. He was put through the ringer, and he had to pay child support and all that. And he'll talk about that. But basically, I just wanted to say I totally agree with everything, literally everything he says. I agree with everything that he says. And this is a message that he's putting out. He claims he wants to reach young men, and he wants to tell this message to young men so that they don't make the same mistake. And I find that to be altruistic. So, all right, continuing forward.
I fell for someone who was being nice to me at that time. But as time went on, and I was moving through life like a little boy, as a 22-year-old man, I ended up with a son, no marriage. By the time my son was a year and a half old, we're split up. Now my son is with his mom. There's no father in the home. I'm still a young man trying to find myself, but still looking for love, because I've been taught that having a woman is what makes you a man. So I meet someone else that have kids by 2 different men at the time. Within 6 months, she was pregnant with my daughter, and I didn't even know it. I moved out of state. I come back a year later, and I have a daughter. But I did not see my daughter